Hey everyone, I'm CeliaSparkle. Welcome to the Dream Oracle. This is one of my shows. And today we're going to go through a dream intention I set in the dream and see what symbols are there. And just want to kind of show you guys how I work with my dreams. I just realized my hair is the same color as my owl's feathery outfit. Is anyone else just really drawn to one specific color? Or is it just me? Okay, so let's get the magic rolling. I set the dream intention before bed. I awaken my dormant gifts. And I set this intention based on the dream the night before. Okay, so in the dream, there are these properties, and one of them is split into four units. I kind of visualize it as like top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. And my parents live in one that's on the bottom. Okay. And then I see these cabinets on their unit. There's some clutter under the cabinets. And then there's an orange bucket underneath, like one of those Home Depot buckets or whatever with a handle. And there's I presume to be water. It's like there's a something leaking out into this bucket. There's a guy, he's talking about all the different layers of the building. Then I meet with some friends. They want to get ice cream or something, but before I leave, I just want to get my water. I'm feeling really thirsty. My parents say, "What are you doing here?" I say, "Well, the schedule just worked out this way, and I just wanted to visit Kansas City." By the way, that's where I grew up. And then my second dream, it's something about layers as well. And this is an example of when I wake up and I'm like, I'll remember that dream. I don't need to record it. Well, guess what? It's almost 8 p.m. and I'm doing a recording and I don't remember the dream. So, when in doubt or when you're feeling confident, record your dream anyways. But I'm pretty sure it was about layers, like it was showing like layers in our body, like of the muscles within, like layers within us. That is the clip that I recall. Okay, so let's look at this dream. And we did set an intention. I don't recommend setting an intention every night, but it is epic to work with intention occasionally. And your intention can always be to remember your dreams with clarity and receive the message you're meant to receive. And then just don't have a specific intention, like, I want to manifest a pot of gold, because there may be a more important message looking to come through to you. Okay. I awaken my dormant gifts. Okay. So I did my drawing, and you have this property. It's split into four quadrants. I haven't analyzed this yet. Sometimes my dogs do this thing where they start to make noises like a little threat that they're going to start barking a lot, but somehow they didn't they didn't follow through with the threat. Okay, which is good because I'm recording. Doing it again. It's gonna be fine. Thank you for your patience at this time, dogs. Okay, so I'm going to use oracle cards for this reading just to support the message. So I'm going to ask for a message about the four quadrant property, and four quadrants, I'm thinking about the four directions, the four elements. Four is divine guidance, with angel numbers. So here we go. Let's see. Can I get a message about the property being broken into fours? Okay, we got card 49, Sky Writing, the Fates. So that's pretty cool because I have had dreams where it shows things are written in the stars. So skywriting, we're not going to read the book on that. I'm just going to take it as things being written in the stars, the fate. Okay, so we're on the ground floor is my parents' spot. Apparently, it's like I'm back in Kansas City. So I'm not only am I visiting my parents who they don't live in Kansas City anymore, um, but I'm visiting them in Kansas City. So it's like we're going back to our roots. I'm going back to my parents, going back to where we're from. And I've actually recently been working more closely with my ancestors and realizing that the magic from our bloodlines, including the maternal bloodline, the paternal bloodline, and then a third bloodline or a third line of helpers who are not by blood. And how, as we connect with the ancestors, our ancestors, it actually brings us closer to nature. And by connecting to our ancestors, we can take the approach. I have recently, I'm learning things every single day in my waking life and in my dreams. But approaching your ancestors with an offering, whether it's let me sing you a song, let me light this candle for you, let me, some people are like, let me make you a little cup of tea. I'm like, I can't, I haven't yet figured out like leaving a cup of tea for no one to drink. Like, I don't really, but I'm sure that it will make sense to me eventually. And the dogs doing their little growls. I I have broken up with ADHD, so I am not distracted right now. The camera is distracted, however. Okay, bringing it in. So, an approach to working with our. Okay, it's gonna be fine. It's just the air conditioner, our best friend in the summer in Las Vegas. Okay. So, a way to work with the ancestors that I recently learned is to ask them, what can I do for you? Because there's actually healing that we can assist in that sends healing up through our bloodlines. And through that energy clearing, through that healing, ancestral trauma, cleansing, letting go, that is what brings us closer to nature. And in this house with the four quadrants, I'm going to think about the directions and the elements of earth, wind, fire, and water. So in this bottom unit, so it's like grounded, we're thinking about because my intention is to awaken my dormant gifts. So it's like going to the ground floor. There's cabinets. So I'm going to continue to work with my ancestral lines. There's things like in a door, it's like there's something behind the door. Okay, it's a cabinet. It's a little door. And there's multiple ones. So there's multiple, I would presume, multiple gifts. And there is some clutter underneath. So this just goes to show there is work to be done. Cleaning up the psyche, which is some of my favorite type of cleaning. Okay. And then there's water pouring into this orange bucket. from their unit. So orange, gonna automatically think of the sacral chakra, which is at the womb space area. And this is your creativity. And I mean, if you're going to awaken to your gifts, a whole lot of you're going to be really rich in gifts if your gifts you awaken to have to do with creativity, because through our gift of creativity is how we create our existence and shape our life. How I want to say whomever, however, that's not a word, but I just invented it. However you desire it. It's like you're painting. You're the star of your movie. Like you're in a lucid dream. What is your next creation? Well, imagine that energetic flow of creativity through the sacral chakra being like the way is cleared. Okay. So since water is pouring in, water can represent cleansing, um, very powerful message with water for tuning into your intuition, leaning into the unknown. And I would say, okay, so you have this structure, which let's say this is like the ancestors. Let's say this is just like all of your helpers. And then it's like pouring water into your sacral chakra. So pouring water, pouring intuition, pouring I almost forgot. Almost forgot, but I didn't forget because I'm so good at remembering things. The water is going to represent feeling your feelings. And so that clutter is probably representing I I have certain ways that I'm not feeling my feelings. I would say my current situation is sugar. And for me to get home from the gym, I'm gonna pass like 10 shops with lattes. And I feel like if I'm in a video game, I don't always pass the test of making it home without buying a latte. Isn't that fun to think about? Okay, let's pretend I'm in a video game. All I have to do is drive from the gym to my house and not pull into one of these drive-throughs and get this like little sugar fix. Like, what kind of video game is this? This is ridiculous. And I would think like, oh, well, if your vice is just sugar, like that's not so bad. It's like it's still well, it's still really challenging, especially when you are like, I don't want to do that. But it is a way to not feel your feelings because you want to feel something else. You want to feel another way than you do. It's not really that. It's like I had a dream and it's like showing some past relationships I had that were like all the way toxic and how I was, despite them actually being dangerous, I was looking for that connection. And then at the end of the dream, it showed somebody eating so much that they throw up. And I can't remember how the dream ended, but it was basically, oh, it was bears wrestling, and the bears represented the um the one is fighting for the desire for connection, and the other is is just straight up toxic and like gonna kill you. And so it's like these like two parts like fighting each other. Like, okay, anyways, whole side story. But basically, when you go for, I'm just using sugar as an example because that me and a certain place that starts with star are in a fight right now. I actually last time I went, I told the worker. I said, you know how at the casinos, at least you used to be able to ban yourself from the casino legally if you had a gambling addiction? So I heard. I said, can you ban me from all Starbucks locations and don't serve me? And he said no. Okay. So so I think the clutter under these cabinets, it's all about all this work of raising your vibration and moving and shifting into the life you desire is really all about cleaning. So you go into the different spaces in your psyche, in your physical life here, and in your dreams, and you clean up the rooms, you clean up your thoughts, you clean out the past. You bring love and forgiveness into the shadows. And anyhow, in this dream, there's clutter. I'm assuming the clutter is something on the other side of me and Sugar having our little battle. It's like, what is it about Sugar that is feels like I'm having a connection with something? I think it's just because you get that high off sugar for like short amount of time. So, so connecting the water into feeling the feelings, and then it will pour into the orange bucket. So that magic, according to what I've recently learned by very wise elders, is you connect. I'm going to be just doing this a lot, so just I'm distracted by the video of my own hands doing this. This is the problem. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm fine. So you connect with your ancestors through an offering and you ask, how can I help you? We're not looking for anything in return. What can I do for you? And then we say we're not looking for anything in return, but by doing that, it inevitably leads to healing in our ancestral line. And then we're able to connect closer, deeper to nature. And so this guy in the dream says all the different layers of the building. And so, yeah, I think that, and in that second dream, it's like about the layers within you. And so it's just layers and layers of connection. To awaken your dormant gifts, you need to just keep one step ahead is all you need, one step at a time, doing the work. It's just like, this is not going to tell me exactly, it's telling me exactly what to do, but it's not telling me exactly what to do. But later in this dream, it says, I meet with friends. They want to go get ice cream or something, but before I leave, I want to get my water. So ice cream is not my go-to, so it's kind of interesting that they chose ice cream in the dream, but it's showing instead of going towards sugar, listen to your body, what you need. And I remember in the dream feeling thirsty for water, not thirsty for sugar, thirsty for ice cream. Um, my parents say, what are you doing here? I say, well, the schedule just worked out this way. So that is pointing out it's divine timing. Like it just worked out. I I just wanted to visit Kansas City. So in this dream, I have a desire to connect with my roots. So from these elders, and I've learned it from others, but I haven't actually probably gotten this close to putting my awareness on so closely on connecting to that magic coming through that ancestral line. Like that is how you can receive your gifts, which is amazing and so beautiful that can be passed on and come up through your bloodline. So this dream is just showing there are layers and layers and layers, and then that just reminds me of the awakening process itself. It's You're not just going to fully awaken in one day, or you'll be so shocked, maybe you'd explode. I don't know. The awakening happens very intentionally. In my case, it happens in such a way that I love because I stay pretty comfortable. Um I'll have moments where I get freaked out. Just it's the unknown is revealed. It feels kind of trippy or shocking. And by it being revealed, layer, and then the next layer. Here, we'll just layer it this way. You're able to see what you need to see when you're ready to see it. So the intention is I awaken my dormant gifts. And like I said, it's like the awakening process that's in the intention. I awaken. As you awaken, you're going to discover your gifts. So there is still some mystery with this dream, with the 4 units and all of this. It's leaving plenty of mystery, but because like what is on top of my parents' unit? What is the purpose of them being in that specific unit? Yeah, well, and I think because my parents are there, it just is really pointing out having a focus on the bloodlines. And then there is the little bit of clutter, and the water is leaking into the bucket, but it's like on purpose. Okay, so if water is coming from the ancestral line, it's like it's not coming out really fast. It was like just kind of pouring out. And so I think that's showing that this increased intuition is pouring out, and I think the orange bucket is my sacral chakra. So they are just like layers, they are pouring that increased intuition, that unknown into my sacral chakra, opening it up to that like like a mild steady stream, nothing. It's like almost like it's like leaking out kind of. Um okay, so we're gonna pull a card just to get a little extra message about this dream. Oh, buddy. Got the fearless expression card, and I would say by making this video, I'm fearlessly expressing my current experience with my dreams. And my dreams are super epic. This one, like, it feels a little boring, but I know there's a powerful message there. And then I got gratitude again. That's the card, gratitude again. And so that makes me think to give gratitude as a reminder. I like to give gratitude for my dreams that I received the dream as part of my practice. And I also want to, oh, fearless expression could also be fearless expression to speak to your bloodlines. So if you call on your maternal bloodline, paternal bloodline, and this third group of helpers, and just be fearless, like get that communication going. An excellent way to speak to your ancestors is through your dreams. And if you're not recording your dreams, what are you even doing? I know I'm obsessed with it, and sometimes I won't do it because I'm like feeling too tired to do it. But every time I do it, it's just loaded. All right, so in this dream, all the different layers. It's all about layers. So awakening to your dormant gifts. Just gonna do it one layer at a time. And so this dream, is there an action item you want me to do? I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what it is because the action is to connect, to fearlessly express yourself, connecting to your ancestors. All right. Final message about action. Anything else we need to know for this stream? Got medicine mother. Honor your inner knowing. Honor your inner knowing. So tap deeper into your intuition and your knowing. Medicine mother, bringing the gifts through. Okay, thank you guys. This has been another episode of the Dream Oracle. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.